Hello everyone, and thank you for coming back into another new session with me. And today we're going to be continuing our topic on financial markets. So one of the topics we had discussed last session, we had discussed about secondary markets, the meaning of stock exchange, then the functions of stock exchange. And I've told you it's a very important topic because it has a lot of 8 markers and 2 markers coming from those particular topics. So today I'm going to be teaching you a pretty interesting topic and a very important topic when it comes to your scoring of marks as well as investing your money. Okay, so the entire chapter is about financial markets, that's short term and long term, but this particular session today is very important. Reason because this is how you're going to learn how exactly to open an account and where are you going to get help from, where are you going to ask for help from, and how exactly are you going to invest that money to buy your shares, to sell your shares, and to educate yourself how to make more money. So this session is very important and a very interesting session. So now what are we going to now the topics that we're going to learn today is the online trading system or the screen based system. Now the things that I want to introduce you to is there is something that I told you, you can buy shares and you can buy debentures, you can buy any short-term money market instrument less than a year or greater than a year, shares that you can invest your money in and you can make money. Now how exactly all this is done? Okay, so this is an introduction. There are a lot of red color words here which is being bolded. So the main reason I bolded it is because not for you to get scared, but for you to understand that it is if you go through only these bolded words, it's more than enough for you to understand this particular topic. Now, when you're going to buy shares, you're not going to go to a company, you're not going to walk into a company and you're not going to buy shares, okay? You are going to do it online screen-based system. Now, how is this online screen-based system going to work? The online screen-based system. So let me circle the word online screen-based electronic system. So you're going to have a computer in front of you and let's say you are a person who's finished your graduation, you're working in an organization, you want to buy and sell shares. Okay, so you want to buy, you want to sell shares. So let's say your monthly salary is, let's say 20,000. Okay, so you have a computer in front of you, you want to buy and you want to sell shares. So a person who can help you to go through this procedure is called as a broker. Okay, because these particular brokers, like in my last session I told you, brokers are people who are working in the stock exchange. Okay, who are brokers? They are people who are working in the stock exchange or stock market. Both means the same. So you can do a lot of these educational courses and you can like let's say you can do a lot of these online courses, or you can do a lot of courses where you want to learn how to buy shares, sell shares, how exactly the companies work and how exactly the stock market works. And so you can become let's say an educational broker, and what you can do is you can help people who do not know. So you can charge a price for whatever service you are providing. So now let's say your salary is 20,000, so you are going to get help through a broker. Now where is this broker working? Broker is working in a stock market or stock exchange. So everything is legal, there's nothing called as illegal here, and all these brokers have an identity card and have their registration done through the stock exchange. So what you do is these brokers have access to the computer terminal. That means not everybody can have access to the stock market. That means everybody can log in. You need to just create a user ID, password, and you need to have a Demat account. Later I'll come back to that. Okay, so the broker also has a computer terminal and he also has to have access to stock exchange, stock markets. You should also have to have a computer terminal, and you should also be able to go online, and you should also have access to the stock market and tell them what exactly you're looking for. So all this thing. Okay, so the next thing is I hope you are able to understand whatever I'm doing. So the next thing is, once you get in contact with this broker, you tell him that you want to buy shares. This is what is the price that you're looking for. I want to invest, let's say 30,000 or 20,000 into these shares. So this is the price that you are telling, and for this price, what he will do, he will start searching in the stock market. What are the organizations who are selling the shares for so and so price? This is introduction to your trading system. Okay, so your trading has, the online trading system in a stock exchange has 3 particular stages. I'm telling you stages. Below stages it has points. Okay, so this, if you don't understand this particular slide also, it's okay. So the first one is trading, second one is clearing, and the third one is settlement. Trading means you are buying shares. Clearing means from the stock exchange the shares are coming into your Demat account. The third point is settlement. That means you're paying the broker for whatever help he has provided you. So even if you don't understand this slide, chill, don't worry. We'll move on to the next slide so that you're able to understand it much. Now, these two terminologies are very important in a stock market. This is something which I thought, let me teach you or let me tell you. Reason because whenever, now let me say whether we are having a bull market or whether we are having a bear market. Okay. Now, in this corona situation, COVID pandemic situation, we are having a bear market. That means in the stock market, we are not having a bull market, we are having a bear market. That means the economy, the entire world economy, okay, is not doing well. So if you see here, the entire global economy is not doing well. Okay, why? Because of the pandemic, there is a lot of unemployment, lot of recession, people are thrown out of their jobs, and the value of the shares are all going down because of the markets not doing good. So currently, which market are we facing? We are in bear market. But what is bull market? That means the economy is doing excellently well. Unemployment is really low. That means everybody has jobs. The stock prices and the shares, the value of the shares are continuously increasing, and so the prices of the shares are also increasing. So wherever you're investing your money, let's say in money market instruments or let's say capital market instruments, wherever you're investing, in whichever stock you're investing, your money is rising. Okay, so that is the, there are all other kinds of markets also, but this is something that I wanted to tell you. Okay, so that you will be able to understand. So either it's a bull or either it's a bear, but now currently the stock market is a bear market because there's a lot of unemployment that is taking. Now, coming back, that was just like a knowledge or a GAN session for you so that you can know. See, these are small things which is out of your syllabus, but it's always better for you to know because it is going to help you in your future. Now, the next one is, this is something which will come as a 4 marker or an 8 marker, which they would ask you. Okay, advantages of your online trading system. That means, what is the advantage of you asking a broker or the stock market to buy or sell shares online? Or rather, which do you feel is better, going directly into a company or the stock market and doing things there is better? What I feel is doing it by just a click of a mouse and taking the help of people and proper instructions and procedures when it is followed. I feel the online system is better. Now, what is the advantage of the online system? There is better transparency. Now, only the words that I've underlined is something that you need to learn. Okay, so with the help of the underlined words, probably you can self-explanate it later. So there is better transparency. Why? Because there is the stock market that is coming in between the broker and you. Okay, there is the stock market. I'm writing the words here as I am teaching. So the broker is here. Between the broker and you, this I'm marking here. So between the broker and between you, there is a stock market that's coming in between. So what is happening? Everything is clearly mentioned. There is no cheating. There is no people, even you are aware of the rules and regulations because you are also registering through the stock market through your user ID and password, and you're following your submitting of your account details. So all the information, okay, it increases a lot of efficiency, and you can know what information is passed down, what is going on, you know everything in proper information is being provided to you. Second point, so I'm taking this point that you know. Second point is it increases efficiency. Efficiency refers to fixing prices. That means what? Since it's a computer based system, okay, you're doing it on the computer, you can clearly see which company is selling the shares for how much, whether Infosys is selling one share for 100, or let's say Wipro is selling one share for 200, or let's say another company, ICICI Bank, is selling its share for 50. You know properly, you can actually check all the organizations, your details you can check on the stock market website. Why? Because it's a computer based system. By the click of a mouse, you get all the information in front of you. So you know the prices, which organization is selling its share price for how much. And I told you it is transparent. Why? Because it's coming through the stock market. The organizations are also registering through the stock market. So there is no cheating that can happen. Next one, third point. It increases the efficiency of operation. Whose operation are we talking about? The minute you want to buy shares or invest money in shares, you contact the stock market, you log on to the stock market, and if you know, if they'll ask you there itself, I put up a screen for you in the latest, in the next 2-3 screens, so that you can understand how exactly it works. So there itself you get a pop-up chat message telling, do you need help in buying shares or selling shares? So if you just say yes, then you'll directly be taken, and they'll say these are the brokers who are available in the stock market who can help you to buy your shares. So what is happening? There is no time that is wasted on let's say time that's wasted on your cost, or you're not wasting a lot of time in researching things, and there is no risk factor that is involved. That's huge risk factor is not involved. Why? Because everything is transparent. So the operation, the things that you want to do can take place really fast. So the first one is what? Stock markets are transparent. Okay, online trading can be done easily because it's transparent. Second thing is you can buy the prices of the shares very easily. Reason, because everything is efficient. The online system is very fast, so there is no problems that you can face. The third thing is what? It is increasing the efficiency. Why? Because there's no wastage of time. There is no cost that you're incurring by walking down into the stock market, or there is no risk factors also very low, because there is a third person who's helping you to do things if you do not know. Okay, so now let's go to the fourth point. Now what is happening? Since it's a computer based system, anywhere you can sit, any part of the world you can sit, and you can help people, or you can yourself take the help of a broker to buy your stocks, or to buy your shares or your debentures, whatever you want to buy. So what is happening? People all over the world can just log on to the stock market, and they can buy and sell their securities even without knowing each other. You don't even have to know the broker. You have his identity card, you have his brokered let's say registered number. So there is no cheating that can happen. So what is happening? You are also really active at the same time, and the person at the other end is also active at the same time. So he can help you. You can also help yourself if you don't want the broker. So anytime, all over the country, you can go ahead and log on to the trading system and buy shares and sell your shares. The next one, a single trading platform has been provided as a business is transacted at the same time in all the trading centers. So what are they saying? The timing all over the world for the working of the stock market is 9 to 3:30 or 3. Okay, so if you want to buy shares, you need to buy it between this particular time. You want to sell shares, you need to do it between this particular time. So it is a centralized system that is the same timing all over the world. So what is happening here? You can buy the shares, you can sell the shares during this particular time period all over the world. So what is happening? Shares can be held either in physical form or electronic form. Now there is no book entry of shares. There is only dematerialization of shares. That means you're holding shares in electronic form, which I would come to it in the next session, in the next let's say slide. Now what exactly is, what are the things we studied? We learned about the advantages of trading online, but you do not know how exactly the steps or how exactly the entire online system works. This topic is very important for you. So I'm going to mark this topic as an 8 marker here so that you will learn this topic, or 4 marker. Basically this topic will come as an 8 marker. So this important symbol is here for you. Okay. So how exactly you're doing it? First thing you do is you have to find a broker. Why? Because you do not know to do it yourself. Now there's something called as T plus 2 days. This thing I would come to it later. But what is the meaning of T plus 2 days? Example, I want to buy shares on Monday. Okay, so I'm buying the shares and I'm sending a mail to the broker telling that I want to buy the shares so and so company and all that I'm telling. But this trade will end only on Wednesday. Now example, let's say I want to sell the shares which I've already bought on Monday. I want to sell it on, let's say, Wednesday. So if I want to sell the shares on Wednesday, I have to tell the broker and he will help me to sell the shares on Wednesday. But when would I receive the money for shares? 2 days. That means trade that takes place on a particular day will take 2 days for us to receive the money. So if it is Wednesday, then 2 days means Friday you will receive the money. I'm not going to go into detail into explaining this because we need to understand the steps, how exactly the steps work in trading and settlement procedure. That means what are the step-by-step procedure for us to buy shares? What are the step-by-step procedure to sell shares? It's the same procedure for buying and selling. Okay, it's no big deal about it, but you need to understand the procedure. Only if you know the procedure can you understand what is this T plus 2 days I am talking about. Now the first procedure is, okay, so this is the first procedure in your to buy your shares or to sell your shares. Now it is not just an easy thing which you can go online and you can do. I told you it's a transparent system. So what is the first procedure? You will have to first know a registered broker or a sub broker. These brokers are all registered under the stock market. Okay, I'm just going to tell it to you as a story. And you need to open a Demat account. Now let's say I told you have 20,000 what you want to invest to buy your shares. So what you're going to do is you are going to tell the broker, I already have an account with my let's say HDFC account. I already have a bank account with HDFC. So the broker is going to tell you with HDFC bank, you go and tell the bank that you want to open a Demat account to buy and sell shares. So you walk up to your branch or you go and fill a form, okay, for Demat account giving your details. So what happens there is they will open a Demat account for you. Now if you want to open a Demat account, it has yearly charges. Probably yearly you have to pay some 500 or 1000 depending on the bank. Okay, so what is this bank account for? It is purely only meant for buying and selling shares. So the first thing is you find a broker in the stock market. Second thing is you sign an agreement with him. You enter into an agreement with him. Okay, and you sign a brokerage agreement telling that you are going to be the broker who is going to help me to buy the shares or to go ahead and sell the shares. And you have to, okay, he also provides certain other details and informations. Okay, so these are the things which you need to provide, and he would also go ahead and he would, now what is all this? All this will get recorded into your stock market. Okay, so and he will also give all his details to you because you should have the guarantee and surety that this person is not going to, he's not a fraud person or he cannot run away with your money. So all this he would also give, and you also need to fill all these things. And the second thing is you need to open a Demat account. Now how are you going to open Demat account? So what's the first point? The first point is you need to register with a broker. You need to sign an agreement with him telling that, okay, you're going to help me to buy shares or you're going to help me to trade and sell shares, and we are signing an agreement with him. And for the proof, you're submitting all your PAN and your whatnot details you're submitting, and he is also showing his proof of identity to you. Okay, so the second one is you need to open a Demat account. Now what is a Demat account? With the beneficiary. That means with the bank you need to open a Demat account. Now I just told you have an HDFC account. In your HDFC bank account you already have. So you walk up to the same HDFC bank and you tell them, I want to open a Demat account to buy security. Okay, so what is happening? They help you to go ahead and they help you to open this particular account so that you can trade with buying your shares. Now, there's a new word that you have here, depository participant. Now, what is this depository participant? Depository participant is nothing but it's an institution. Like your bank is an institution. These bank people, this institution will help you to buy shares. The institution will help you to sell shares. Why? Because they know that you are trading with this particular, let's say, stock market. So the first thing, so don't complicate yourself going into detail. Later when I'm coming into things, I will go ahead and teach you. So what is the first thing? You go ahead and you fill a form and all that. You get a broker who's going to help you. Second, open a Demat account. The third one is what? You place an order. Okay, like how we are placing an order on Flipkart. Like that we are placing an order with the broker to buy the shares and to sell the shares. You need to give clear instructions because you are not the person who's selecting the shoes here or selecting the company here. So you need to give him clear instructions. What kind of companies are you looking out? Whether it's going to be private, whether it's going to be public. Then what is the price of the shares that you're willing to pay, or what is the number of shares that you want to buy? All these are the things that you need to mention to the particular broker. So what will the broker do? Once you have given him all the details, he will go ahead and he will check on the stock market website and he will see what is the best price available. Like if you're telling I'm looking for one share to buy it at 100 rupees, he will say I'm getting one share for, let's say, 110 rupees or 90 rupees, and what he will do, he will let you know about it. Okay, so what is happening? An order confirmation slip is issued to the investor by the broker. So he is ensuring that he finds out all the, let's say, all the ways and means, and he gets all the data collected, like how this person is getting all the data collected, and he gives you a confirmation slip. Either he sends it through a email. Okay, and he tells you this is the confirmation slip where I've checked everything, and these are the companies who are selling like shares. Like let's say company A is selling shares for, let's say, 100 rupees, and company B is selling shares for 90 rupees, and company C is selling shares for 110 rupees, and you're giving he is giving you a proper knowledge of like how the history of company A is, how the history of company B is, how the history of company C is, and he tells you, I feel you can go with company A because if you see the past, if you see the future trend and the past trend of company A, it is a very good company. So he gives you proper information about it in the confirmation slip. So what happens? Then he would go online and he would connect with the stock exchange and match the shares with the best price available. So this is what he does. He finds out all these. So this one thing I have included just one real, let's say, I just included one screenshot here. You can go and Google it up. This is your NSE stock market, so that you can go and see. If you click on the investment tab, National Stock Exchange, if you click on this, you have BSE and you have NSE, which I would come to later. But if you click on this NSE stock market, you can see here, you find a stockbroker, you have a lot of things here. Okay, you can file a complaint if you feel somewhere you're getting cheated, and if you want to do a lot of courses also, see, learn under the tab learn here, you can do a lot of learning. You have recorded videos which I've also seen, and you can actually see how exactly, if you want to become a broker, because not many people know how to do all these things. See, if you can even open a trading account here, all these things. So in reality, I'm not talking something which is a joke for you, but in reality, all this is happening. So this is particular one website which you can go and check, and you can even go to bseindia.com and you can even check there. Okay, so the first points I'm sure is clear for you. Okay, so the next one is, so you told the broker about what you wanted to do. Now the next one is, what you do is, after the trade has been executed within 24 hours, the broker issues a contract note. Now what exactly is happening here? He has told you what exactly is the prices of the shares which you can buy and which you can sell. He gives you a detailed picture of it into a contract note. Okay, so I was telling you, company A, company B, company C. Okay, so he is giving you the share prices of the company. I told you detailed history of what. So this is how a contract note is going to be. See, this is a contract note. So this is a contract note of ICICI Securities. And what are the things that will be mentioned on the contract note? It will have a contract note number. It will have the client details, which who is the client, that is your name will be there, and the broker details, who is the broker is helping you to buy all the shares, his register number. See, if you see a registered number, his office, his address, his unique client code. This is very important code. Okay, see, the unique order code is here. This is a very important code which will be mentioned on the contract note. So today, tomorrow, anything happens, okay, you can keep this unique order code and you can file a case on the broker also, and you can tell I was cheated of all these things. And see, there you have all the shares, how much you are buying which shares for, how much you're selling which shares for, at what price, at what time, everything is mentioned on the particular contract note, like what I was telling you. Okay, so even before you can go through reading this, if you just look at this particular picture, you know how exactly it takes place. So the next one is, so the first point is what? You go ahead and you book a broker, you give him all your details, you register with him, you give him a confirmation telling that you are going to help me in buying the shares. Second one, you open a Demat account. Third one, what do? After you open a Demat account, you tell him, you give him proper information of what you're looking for and what are the things that you need. And the fourth thing is, he gives you a confirmation telling that, okay, fine, this is what, these are the companies that are there. And he goes ahead onto the stock exchange, he starts researching. And the sixth one is, he gives you a contract note. In the particular contract note, this is what you get. You get the shares, price, date, everything. And you also have a unique client code and all these are the things which it has. So like this, you'll receive about, like, let's say 1 or 2 companies, and then you, which is the best thing. Okay, so later what you do, you want to buy the shares, you confirm telling that you want to buy so and so company's shares. So who are you? You are called the investor. You deliver the link that the shares sold or pay cash for the shares bought. Now what are you going to do? You need to send money from your account, correct? Because he cannot put money from his account to buy your shares. So what do? You send money, okay, through your account into your Demat account, and from your Demat account the money will go into your broker. Okay, so what is happening? This should be done immediately after receiving the contract note. So once you receive the contract note, once you decide which that you want to buy the company share, what do? You need to make the payment, okay, for the delivery of the shares to the broker. That means broker is between you and the company. So what is happening? You need to send your money into the Demat account so that he will take it from your Demat account and pay it to the company. This is called as pay in day. Okay, so the minute you receive the contract note, you need to pay the money for the shares, buying the shares. Now cash is paid or securities are delivered in the pay in day, which is before the T+2 day. That means what? Trade that takes place on Monday, okay, will get settled by Wednesday. So Monday, if you are, let's say Monday you have paid, okay, to buy the shares. Wednesday the shares will get delivered into your account, that's into your Demat account. You want to sell shares. Wednesday you are selling your shares. So what will happen? The amount for the shares will come to your account, will be credited to your account on Friday. This is what is the meaning of T+2. That means trade that takes place on Monday will get settled on Wednesday. Trade that takes place on Tuesday will get settled on Thursday. Now, I want to tell you something important. There is, the stock market works from Monday to, okay, Friday. From which day? The stock market works from Monday to Friday. Now let's tell, you are selling the shares on Friday. When exactly will you get the money? Okay, again I'm asking you, you are selling the shares on Friday after 3 o'clock. Okay, after 3 o'clock you are selling the shares. Since it's an online system, you can buy and sell anytime. So since you are selling the shares on Friday after 3 o'clock, when exactly will you get the money? Did you say Monday or did you say Tuesday? Both are wrong. The trade will take place only on Monday because stock market doesn't work on Saturday and Sunday, and Friday after 3 o'clock in the afternoon the stock market is closed. So any trade that takes place after 3 o'clock on Friday, the transaction will take place only on Monday, and you will receive the money only on Tuesday or Wednesday. That is what is the meaning of this trade plus 2 days. That means trade date plus 2 business days. Business days means what? Business days is Monday to Friday, but anything after Friday 3 p.m. will take place only on the next week Monday. Okay, so now what you've done, you send the money to the broker, and the broker is also paid for the particular shares of the particular company. Now what will happen? The exchange of the shares or the make payment to the other broker, this is called payout day. So the broker then has to make payment to the investor within 24 hours. This is if you are going ahead and you, let's say on the T plus 2 days, the exchange will deliver the shares or make payment to the other broker. This is called payout day. Okay, the broker then has to make payment to the investor within 24 hours. This is if you are selling your shares. The previous pay day was if you are going to buy shares. Payout is you are going to sell shares. Now what happens? Since he had already received payment from the exchange, so now what is happening? The 10th point, the broker can make a delivery of the shares in the Demat form directly to the investor. So since he has received payment, you need to fix the brokerage charges also when you are signing an agreement with the broker. So here what is happening, they are saying, see, he's already received payment from the exchange, means whatever percentage of brokerage charge you have promised to pay him, or he is told this is how much you have to pay me. Since you are selling the shares or buying the shares, that time itself stock market would have received the money. That percentage of his interest would go to his account. Okay, so the next one is the broker will deliver. Now you need to, since you're buying the shares should come into your account, into your Demat account. You will receive a certificate or you will receive a form telling that so and so person is bought so and so company shares, and the broker's ID card, register number, all that will be mentioned on your particular document, and you can keep this with you in your Demat account. Okay, so and you whatever you can even you can inform your depository participant bank telling that this is a very important proof. Depository participants are mainly bank people, okay, like agents who are working in the bank or any third party intermediaries who can help you to buy the shares. But the main thing is they're all registered with the SEBI or Stock Exchange Board of Security Exchange Board of India. Okay, so this is the last procedure. So last thing is let's say the shares are being deposited into your account. Now what is the meaning of dematerialization? In those days, I'll tell you the history. In those days, whenever we wanted to buy shares, we would buy the shares, and we need the share document will not be sent to us through our email or through our Demat account. They will give us a paper or they will give us a proper certificate telling that we have bought so and so company shares. What happened? There were many people who are buying and selling shares. So the government, that's the Stock Markets and Security Exchange Board of India, it became very difficult for them to maintain a lot of paper documents. Okay, these are all important documents, and there were a lot of files which kept piling up because all these are proof, and they had to also keep piling up all these files. And one fine day it became so hectic and they couldn't really go ahead and file even more paper. So that is when they realized that they will dematerialize this process by converting physical shares. That means all the paper documents will get converted into electronic form. Okay, so all the shares from that day, what they understood is, what they realized is, they came into converting all the physical shares into electronic form, and this process is called as dematerialization, where all the physical shares of share certificates will be converted into electronic form. And so anytime you buy your shares, you'll get the certificate through your email, or you'll have the proof into your Demat account. So this is how the online procedure works. Okay, and I'm sure it is easy. This is the shortest let's say a conclusion kind of thing, but I'm sure by now you know the story. I'm not going to go ahead and repeat the story for you. Okay, now certain important terminologies which I've already taught you, but it's really important for you to understand. Okay, so the first terminology is dematerialization and depositories, working of Demat system, depositories and depository participants. All these are similar terminologies, but it's all different. So it's high time or it's needed for you to understand. Okay, there are a lot of words that I have put here, but don't go into detail here. Reason because I have already taught you these particular points. Okay, so let's stick with what is important. First thing is dematerialization means what I have told you. All the paper, okay, documents got converted. That's share certificates got converted into electronic form. Okay, electronic form means you need it is done through a computer terminal. Yes, so all the buying and selling of securities got converted into electronic book entry form. So the minute you buy a share, you get it into your electronic through an email, okay, or through your let's say through your Demat account. So what is happening? What's the benefit of it? The first benefit is it is cutting down theft, that is robbery. There's no people who can rob in the paper and run away and tell, and they can forge the document, tell them this is the shares I bought, but it's in the name of someone else. All that can be cut down. And what is happening here? The process where securities is held by the investor in the physical form is cancelled and it is converted into electronic balance into an account. So investors also can easily tell that, okay, this is this is there in my Demat account, or this is there in my email, and they can search for it and give it easily. If they lose the paper, it cannot be forged again. It's going to be very difficult. Okay, then what is happening? The process of dematerialization is nothing but the paper document is converted into electronic form. Now for it to be converted into electronic form, you need to open something called as a Demat account. I told you, you need to open a Demat form with the depository or depository participant. Either a bank you open it, usually you open it with the bank. Okay. Now, in fact, now all these IPOs, initial public offers, are issued in Demat form. If you don't know this also, it's okay. So basically, whatever story I told you, the same story I have put here in paragraphs, so that in your exams or in your test, they ask you what's dematerialization and what a depository is. You need to know depositories are nothing but it's your bank. Okay, where they will help you to open a Demat account where you can save those electronic forms, the certificates of yours. Now, who's helping or who is the person behind all this buying and selling of shares? The head is here. That's nothing but SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India. This will come for a 1 marker. Most of your exams and tests, this answer comes. Okay, expand SEBI, they would say. Even in your first PUC, you would have actually read about it. Expand SEBI. Now, this is the main head or the main branch where in the entire, let's say in a particular country, the SEBI, or it stands number 1 for converting all these paper documents into electronic forms. And these are the heads who came into doing all this procedure online. Okay, so just few sentences I have put here. See, holding of shares into Demat form is very convenient, just like a bank account. That's very true. Physical shares can be converted into electronic form and reconverted into physical form anytime. Okay, by rematerialization. But now it's all through Demat account only or dematerialization only. Nobody wants to go and get it into a physical form of paper. So the head for all this converting and Demat and buying and selling of shares and all is SEBI, that Securities Exchange Board of India. Now below SEBI only you have all your various stock markets, okay, exchanges. Now how exactly a Demat account works? Now you learned the big answer of what is the entire trading procedure, okay, of trading online. Now you will have to know, it's very simple. It's the same answer, but the same answer is put into 8 points. Okay, so what is how are you going to open a Demat account, or how exactly does it work? First you will have to know a depository participant. Depository participant, you know already, it's either a bank or it's either a broker or it's either a financial service. Okay, so what do? You go to the bank, you open an account telling that I want to open a Demat account to buy and sell shares. For that, the bank will ask you to submit PAN card, photo, all this. And what is the purpose? The main purpose is today, tomorrow, if you're facing if you're facing any problem, or if there's any problem, you have already submitted your proof. Okay. Then the physical certificate is to be given to the depository participant along with the dematerialization. That means I told you you'll have to fill a form, and your physical certificate means whatever documents they are asking you, you need to give, and you need to fill the form. If shares are applied in the public offer, simple details of DP and Demat account are to be given. Okay, so how does it work? Now you opened a Demat account. For you to open a Demat account, it will take you 1 month. It's not just like a savings account. You'll get a lot of forms which will come to your home through the post. If you're opening a Demat account, you will get the user ID, password. All this you need to inform to your depository participant. Why? Because you're dealing with money. You're dealing with buying and selling of shares, which the entire economy runs with. So that is what they are telling you. If you applied to buy for any shares, if you applied to sell for any shares, you need to inform the bank, that is the depository participant. If you're not going to keep them informed, then they will not know about anything. So whichever broker is going to handle your Demat account, they would give permission. So that is the reason you need to inform them. See, I have a broker who is going to help me to buy the shares, and I'm having a broker who is helping me to sell the shares. So what is happening? The bank, the depository participant, is also very well aware who's handling your Demat account. So that's what I said. If you're having a broker to sell your shares, the depository participant means bank has to very well be instructed about that. So what happens? So these people would collect the proof from the broker also. So today, tomorrow, you go to the bank and you tell the bank, because of you only I lost everything, I did not know what is happening. Then the bank will have proper proof telling that this is a broker, this is his name, and they will file for a complaint. Okay, so they will collect information from the broker as well. And the broker then receives payment and pays the person for the shares. These are all the same stories I have actually told you. And once you have sold or once you have bought the shares, you need to T+2 days. That means trade that takes place on Monday gets settled on Wednesday. Okay. So the next one is so the next topic that we do is depository. Now, who is a depository? You already know. Depository refers to a bank. Okay, now in India we have two kinds of depositories, okay, or two depository participants. Now the depository is a bank, and these people help to have all these securities in electronic forms. Okay, you can read through it in detail later. In India, there are two depositories. Now, this is something that is important for you to understand. Okay. Now, which are the two depositories? It's NSDL and CDSL. This again would come for a 1 marker in your tests and exams, and it's important for you to know. So, these two depositories are the ones which actually help to go ahead and buy shares or sell shares. That is National Securities Depository Limited and Central Depository Service Limited. These are the two depositories. These two are like banks, so it's always better for you to remember. Depositories refers to bank, but your bank is where you are having an account. But if you're talking about the stock exchange, you need to talk about a bigger bank. Okay, so I will not let's say I'm not talking about small bank here. So NSDL and CDSL refers to something like example like a bigger bank. Okay, where these two particular depositories have contact with the stock market or stock exchanges. So what happens here? All the other smaller banks will have connection with these particular bigger depositories. So that is how it works. So I'm going to write here, small banks will have connection with these depositories. Okay, and these depositories will have connections with stock exchanges or stock market. Now, the third one is depository participant. Now, what is a depository participant? That is the same thing. Depository participant refers to your NSDL and CDSL, and depository refers to your banks. Okay, wherever banks you have an account with. So these depository participants, they are the agent of the depositories. That means all these small banks will be registered with these depositories or depository participant, and they will be like a link between the stock market or stock exchange. Okay, and they'll all be registered with Securities Exchange Board of India. So what is happening here? They are an intermediary between the investor and the depository. Okay, depository and depository participant is not very different from each other. It's only that depository refers to banks, small banks, and depository participant refers to depository participant refers to banks, and depositories refers to NSDL and CDSL, which is like a bigger bank, okay, where they have their registration done with the stock markets. The next one is now coming back to the next topics that we covered today is the entire trading and settlement procedure, the steps, the dematerialization, depositories and depository participant, and the working of Demat account. And in the next session, I'm going to cover these particular topics. Okay, so please ensure any doubts you have, any questions you have, you are going to go ahead, leave a comment. And one more thing I tell you, first time you listen to this particular topic, probably you will understand half and half. Again, please listen to it because it's not very complicated. You just have to remember a big story of how exactly the trading and settlement procedure works. Okay. Any doubts you have, any questions you have, please leave a comment. Please let me know. I would go an extra mile to teach you. Thank you so much.